Alright, so today we're going to make our first attempt ever at grafting persimmons. We have our scions here. These are the top part of the tree that came from one of our favorite persimmons. We took these probably a month and a half ago and we just store them in the refrigerator. Now the rootstock out here, this will be the rootstock. It's just the persimmon that we saved when we were mowing. We're going to cut it off about here. We'll place these in. We'll bark graft these two scions in and hopefully end up with a copy of the tree we like so much. So our rootstock here is leafed out. We want to have what they call a slipping bark. So we're going to cut this off. That was not cool. Don't do that. Alright, we're going to redo that. Alright, so this tree is roughly 1 3/4 in diameter. This is going to be a bark graft. So we'll come in. First we're going to prep our two scions for this. So in order to prep these, what we're going to do is basically just take off enough wood to create a little, I guess, sort of a wedge. If we can ever get a piece to cut right. So we're trying to create a little wedge here where we still have cambium intact there and cambium intact there. And just take your knife and you press it straight in. You'll feel it when it gets to through the cambium and into the more of the center. Just like that. See how it's kind of raised up? Alright, now we'll take our scion. See if we got enough removed here. And you just put your scion in. Open it back just a little bit more. There we go. Your scion comes in here. Now you got cambium, touching cambium on all sides there. Alright, so for potential better success, we'll make the same cut. Doesn't have to be directly opposite, but just on the other side of the tree. And we'll put another one in. We used the Mossy Oak Native Nursery video. Dudley Phelps, very smart guy. We got some tips from him on how to do this from the video. So if it doesn't work for our video, you might watch his. So after we have our scions in place, we're going to take tape. You can use, this is technically grafting tape. You can use flagging tape. What you want to do is get a good tight wrap to keep that bark from flapping back and drying out on you. I'm going to run it down several wraps. Alright. Now that that's done, we're going to use some grafting wax to try to seal this top right here. So what we'll do is we'll take a chunk out of here and then we'll warm it up in our hands and apply it to the top. You want to seal off where your scions are connected, but we're just going to put a cap over the whole thing to keep moisture from getting down in there. Alright, so we got our wax warmed up a little bit. Didn't take much. This is grafting wax. People use caulk. You can actually use old toilet bowl wax off of a wax ring. I would maybe use new toilet bowl wax. It's just kind of gross. But anyway, you want to make sure it's really sealed right here where these scions go in, because you don't want to get moisture in there and get any kind of rot. Now I'm sure as the sun heats this up, it's going to kind of flow into whatever's open. So with that, that is our first one. We'll do one more on camera. We'll probably end up doing 3 or 4 total. So alright, we're going to cut right here. This is roughly 4.5 feet off the ground. I would be scared to do anything lower because the deer would probably just nip the buds right off of the graft. They don't normally eat persimmon leaves, But if you're planning on trying to use it as a graft, I'm sure they would eat it. Wax is extremely sticky, so after figuring that out the first time, we're going to use a stick. Alright, we're revisiting our persimmons that we grafted back in April. What we're doing, we're coming in, removing these suckers that are on the rootstock, the bottom part of the tree, so that the one we grafted on doesn't get overtaken by the others. This is our graft right here. We stuck two. This one did not make it. So what we're going to do, we got a good graft, looks like it took. So we're just going to trim this to reduce some of the wind load so it doesn't break off. Do that. That'll allow it to hopefully keep on growing, caliper up, and really get a good union right here. We did what, 5 of these? Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to each one and see what our success rate was.
We're rolling.
All right, so here are 2 more attempts.
Oh, that was you that's making it.
Yep. So we got, once again, we grafted on 2 scions, which are the top part of the plant. Scions from here up, rootstocks from there down. Same deal, one didn't make it, but one's doing really well. We're going to give it a little bit of a trim. Really got some good callus there, which is what you want for hopefully a strong union. This little tiny one here lost one, but the other one was slow, but finally was successful. The other thing, these look a little more weak. It may be from the shade, because they do get a lot more shade than some of these others. We got another one right down here. All right, we're back at our persimmon grafting project. It's late July. We just want to check up after we desuckered all of our rootstocks. We want to check on our graft unions and where we prune the tops. Everything has done really well. We've got another, I don't know, probably 10 to 12 inches of growth on everything. We'll come back, we'll just cut a few more of these off. We'll check each one, but so far this is our first one we've looked at today. Looks very healthy. Still have plenty of rain, so everything is, if it's gonna make it, this is the year it'll make it. All right, so this is our last one. Once again, like I said at the other tree, these 2 are definitely in the wettest portion of where we did this experiment. So we're gonna take all the suckers off. A lot of them, if they're real tender, you can just pull them with your hands. You don't even have to cut them. This one we did actually get both grafts to take. So, and here, this one's a little bit stronger. It's on up probably a foot off of where we pruned it a month ago. But everything is still looking great. So hopefully we'll probably won't do any more stuff on these this year, but maybe next spring we can update you on how these are doing. We'll probably have a lot more that we've done. So, hope you enjoyed it.